Mabuhay from the beautiful city of Manila. I'm back with for the channel Fragrance RX, and today I'll be doing a head-to-head battle between two famous fragrances. They are both from the house of Chanel, none other than Bleu de Chanel EDT and EDP. So stay tuned. Bleu de Chanel EDT was launched in 2010, while the younger brother, Bleu de Chanel EDP, Eau de Parfum, was launched in 2014. Now both of these fragrances are classified by Fragrantica as a citrus fragrances. So before anything else, let's start first with a comparison of the presentation. For the presentation of both EDT and EDP version, they're basically the same. The only difference is that in the EDP version, we have here the Eau de Parfum there on the front. They have both the Chanel logo there, and on the bottom we can see information regarding my bottle. Now the batch code is both behind the bottles. Now in my EDT version, it's here located there, while here in the EDP, it's more on the top. Don't know if you can see them, guys. Now the cap, they're still magnetic. If you twist them, it will pop up, as well as in the EDP version there. Now let's take a look at the sprayer. So the sprayers are both the same, gray, somehow gray in the sprayer. Now let's see the distribution of EDT. Very nice. Well, in the EDP, very nice as well. That's for the presentation of both EDT and EDP version. Now, the note breakdown of both Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum version are basically the same. Now, I will discuss their differences later as we go on in this video. Now, time to wear these fragrances. First, I'll start with the EDT version. I'll spray it here in my left hand. There you have it, EDT version. While the EDP, I'll spray it here on my right hand. There. Take note that I have already sprayed both of these fragrances to test the dry down. I've tested them here on my left and right forearm and here on both of these strips of paper. There. I've owned EDT version about last year, while my good friend Derek King allowed me to borrow his EDP version. So let's smell these fragrances. On the initial spray, I can say that they are basically the same. To an untrained nose, they won't even tell the difference. Now, I've compared these two fragrances many times already, and what I keep on noticing is that on the initial spray, they are really the same. The only difference that I can tell on the initial spray on my skin is that the Eau de Toilette version is very loud to the point that I can smell it about this distance, while on the EDP version, it's more subtle, it's more mild, it's more tame. I don't know, I think that's the trend when EDT versions are made into EDP versions. The EDT versions are louder compared to the EDP version, which is more tame. The ginger note and the grapefruit note are very prominent on the EDT version, while on the EDP version, again, it's more subtle. Now, as we get to the dry down of both EDT and EDP version, again, there's not a lot of difference. I will smell the EDT version. It's very metallic. I don't know if you can also detect the metallic vibe, but that's what I get when I'm wearing this Bleu de Chanel. Very metallic. But here on the EDT, there's more spiciness to it. So on the dry down of both EDT and EDP version, the EDT has some metallic vibe into it, while on the EDP version, it has the same metallic vibe, but it has more spicy notes to it. If we will talk about longevity, they both last long on my skin. In fact, the EDP version lasts on my skin for about 8+ hours. Now, when I tried the EDP version, it lasted on my skin for about 10+ hours. You will see the difference in the longevity. But again, the EDT version is not bad at all because 8 hours plus for a citrus fragrance here in our country is very good already. The EDT version is really projecting, is really loud. While on the EDP version, well, it's more tamed. Now on the dry down again, I will reiterate, EDT version, very linear already towards the end, more metallic vibe. While on the EDP version, it still has there. I can detect sandalwood. Yes, sandalwood. Sandalwood is one of the notes that I can detect in the EDP version, on the dry down, and it has more spicy notes to it. So that's for the comparison between Bleu de Chanel Eau De Toilette and Bleu de Chanel EDP. I've already said my recommendations of which one will you choose. Choose EDT or EDP. Now, here's the main question. If you have the EDT version, you still have to have this EDP version? In my case, to my honest opinion, no, because it will be too redundant. They smell the same, guys. They literally smell the same. The only difference will be the longevity and the dry down, which doesn't matter to me at all. They both last long on my skin. 8 hours plus compared to 10 hours plus. There's not much difference. You will only wear fragrances when you're going to school or when you're going outside, right? And you will not be outside for 24 hours plus. You will eventually go home. So there's no point in looking for a fragrance that will last for 24 hours plus. 8 plus hours here in our country is very good already. Now, if you'll ask me which one between the two I will choose, I will have to go with the Eau De Toilette version because it will give me more projection, it will give me more compliments, and the projection and the performance between the two is not that different. Again, Eau De Toilette version will last me about 8 hours, while the Eau De Parfum version will last me about 12 hours plus. Now, Eau De Toilette version is the one that I chose because, first of all, I wore Bleu de Chanel because of the compliments. It's a mass pleaser fragrance. Girls love smelling it on your skin. So I want a fragrance that will project, that will make my presence known. And that's done by the Eau De Toilette version. So apparently this video will only cover the Eau De Toilette version and the Eau De Parfum version. But luckily, I won the contest of Mr. Chris Gutierrez and he sent me this sample. Here, the official sample of Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Now you can watch my mystery package from Australia video. I'll put the link down below, and in that video I gave my first impressions with regards to the different samples that he gave me. So here is the official sample of Bleu de Chanel Parfum. As you can see here, this is the bottle of Bleu de Chanel Parfum, and it's very similar to the original Eau de Toilette version, which I have here. So on the first spray of Bleu de Chanel Parfum, I can immediately detect the original vibe, the original DNA of the Eau de Toilette version, and honestly, I can smell no difference with regards to the Eau de Toilette version. Well, it's a much darker fragrance. It's darker compared to the Eau de Toilette version because, well, the Eau de Toilette version is known for its massive projection. Well, in the Bleu de Chanel Parfum version, it stays closer to your skin. It doesn't project that much. Well, I mentioned that Bleu de Chanel Parfum is a deeper version of Bleu de Chanel Eau de Toilette version, and there's a reason for that because this one can be used as a date scent. Well, you don't want to be over projecting at your first date, right? Unlike the Eau de Toilette version, this one, the original, which projects pretty good, solid projection to be in fact, and this Parfum version stays closer to your skin. So if you're on a date with someone and you're in close proximity with that person, you don't want to be projecting that much, and this one is a perfect date scent in that occasion. Now, smell wise, again, I can see no difference with regards to the Parfum, the EDP, and the EDT version. Yes, they actually smell the same. They only differ with regards to its projection. Well, longevity wise, Bleu de Chanel Eau de Toilette really lasts on my skin. Eau de Parfum also lasts good on my skin, and this Parfum as well definitely lasts long on my skin. So the only difference that I can see with regards to the EDT, EDP, and the Parfum version is the smell. The Parfum is much deeper, and the projection, that's it. They basically smell the same. So that brings me with the final question. Which among the three should I get? Well, it depends on your preference and your personality. If you're the kind of person who wants to project, then go with the Eau de Toilette version. If you want to be smelled by everyone, if you want your presence to be known. If you're on the introvert side, if you don't want to smell or project that much, if you're going out on a date, well, I suggest you buy this Parfum version or the EDP version because they do not project that much compared to the Eau De Toilette version. And if you ask me which one of the three will I get, I'll still have to go with the Eau De Toilette version because I want to project. In fact, I bought this fragrance because this is a mass appealing fragrance and I want everyone to know that I'm around, especially here in the Philippines where this is very hot. This Bleu de Chanel Eau De Toilette version will definitely be a perfect fragrance. I really don't understand Chanel why they produce the EDP version and the Parfum version. Well, if their fragrance is like Dior Homme by Christian Dior, wherein you can really smell the difference between the Eau De Toilette, the intense version and the Parfum version, then go produce those variants, those flankers of your original fragrance. But here in the Bleu de Chanel line, I really can't see, I really don't understand why they produce the EDT, EDP, and the Parfum version. They all smell the same to my nose. Again, if you'll ask me which one among the three will I buy, I'll still have to go with the Eau de Toilette version. But that's just me. How about you guys? Which one will you get among the three? The Eau de Toilette, the Eau de Parfum, or the Parfum version? Thank you very much guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. And again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Fragrance RX. Again, this is Wedso for the channel Fragrance RX, your fragrance doctor. See you in the next video. Have a nice day and stay fragrant!